Hey everybody, it's Shadowstar and Crystal here for another Arrow review. This time it's Bratva.
Well, the name made me think it would be heavy on the flashbacks, but no, we're actually there in Russia and stuff's happening and it's an alright episode. It's not that good, but maybe it just feels bad because we haven't watched Arrow for a while because we took a break and because we just watched some Flash and Legends, so by comparison this doesn't feel as good to me.
I'd say this was way better than the most recent Flash episode we watched.
Yeah.
This was actually a really good one. This was a really good one. There's a lot of good stuff in this episode. I enjoyed this episode more
You're right. For being this season of Arrow, it definitely is good.
That makes you sound like it's a good episode in a bad season. It's a good episode in a great season.
True.
Honestly, this is one of the best episodes we've had this season, I think. This was really good for a lot of people. So
yeah, it had its moments.
There's a lot of good stuff. So obviously we'll start with the Russian stuff. We go to Russia to stop a nuke once again. So it's a big episode for quite a few people. First off, Oliver's back, which means we get to see Anatoly in the present, because we haven't seen him in the present since season 2. So yeah, we haven't seen him since season 2, which was great because
First he hates us, then we're friends again, but we have to do something for him. And it's all about, do we want to cross a line? You know, do we help the Bratva? Do we beat up the guy to interrogate him? Do we use the stuff the person gave Felicity? All that crap.
That was fun though. I did like when the Bratva teamed up with him and you get to see Bratva versus the military. That was fun.
Oh yeah.
That was fun. There were a lot of good scenes in Russia. First off, you got to remember, this is Dinah's first episode as a proper team member, and they're really putting her in the deep end, which was great. Dinah had a lot of good scenes in this episode.
Ah, yeah.
Dinah had a lot of good scenes in this episode with Oliver and the other characters. She's really getting well on with the team already. So, like I said, I really love all the new characters this season. Dinah's great.
Speaking of new characters, Rory is leaving, though.
Rory is leaving. I knew this was coming soon.
I knew that too, actually. I remember when we first met him, I said I have a feeling he won't stay around for that long.
Yeah, he only stayed
half season. You know, not as long as, say, Renee and Curtis.
Exactly. I knew him and Evelyn don't stick around. I knew this was the episode where he goes. So yeah, he said he's leaving. The rags don't work. He's survived 2 nuclear blasts. But hey, he got to have some good moments in this episode with Felicity, which was good. And it's good too, because out of all the main characters, Felicity's the one who's had a connection with him most.
Yeah, he didn't mention where he's gonna go after this. I thought he would. I thought he was gonna say, I want to go back and rebuild Haven Rock, because...
How do you build a whole town? Also, it was nuclear blasted. I'm pretty sure it would be radioactive.
Fair point.
How would you go there?
I don't know. I didn't think things through, but I don't know.
Speaking of characters who had a great episode, off the side, we had Quentin and Renee. Oh man, like I said, Renee is such a good character, and this episode was no different. Renee and Quentin were some really good moments in this episode.
Yeah, he did help him with the questions.
That was
stuff.
Really good, and I like that. Again, there's nothing more fun than Renee being right.
Well, the resolution of that story was not what I expected.
I agree. I always think
okay, in the end, he said he did well in the interview, but then as it turns out, she said she went easy on him.
Yeah.
And then he told this story about how Quentin helped him when he was a kid. But I'm like, well, that's not a reason to go easy on him for the interview. That's more a reason for the people to like him. Renee should have told that story on camera and said, hey, this is why Quentin is a good guy, because I could have been a delinquent, but he turned my life around.
I mean, it was a nice moment, but at the same time, I agree, because it took away some of the impact of having Quentin having to prep for it and learn to face hard parts of his life.
I know, he practiced for facing hard things, but then she went easy on him anyway.
Yeah, I always forget about that ending, because, yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I loved all the scenes beforehand with Quentin and Renee really going at each other, and they've got great chemistry and humor, and Renee's just such a fun character.
Yeah.
Renee's really shooting up there. This was a great Renee episode. great diner episode. All the new characters had great moments.
Curtis didn't do much.
You're right, Curtis didn't do much other than talking with Felicity. Wait, no, that was Ragman. Curtis did nothing.
All he did was say sorry to a guy.
All he did was pretend he was Russian. Curtis doesn't do much. That's a shame. Curtis needs to have some more plot, but oh well, we can't give every character a good plot. We do have more stuff in the flashbacks, not too much, just Oliver training a bit still. Yeah, not too much happens, but oh well, we're more than halfway through this season and we're getting pretty well with it. Yeah. And I suppose you also get to see, like we said with people pushing lines, while Diggle didn't cross the line and kill that guy, Felicity still is going to do stuff with her hacker friends. Because, she's like, oh, I don't know if I crossed... Well, no, she wasn't feeling bad about crossing the line. Ragman said she was. But then, at the end, she's like, oh, she was texting them and still wants to do stuff. So, you've got the Felicity stuff, but I really...
And then, in the end, what's-her-name was talking to a guy who found pictures and said, hey, that's Oliver in Russia, and he's dressed like the Green Arrow. What they should have said was he's dressed like the vigilante who turned out to be Roy anyway.
But they also had photos of Oliver in Russia earlier on, remember?
Oh, true.
Earlier on, they had photos of Russia when he shouldn't have been, and now they've got photos of the Green Arrow in Russia before the Green Arrow was ever spotted in Starling City. What are the coincidences? Yeah, so you can see where they're going with that. But yeah, I can never remember where that plot line goes, but oh well. But I am giving this episode a 9. It was one of the best Season 5 episodes we've had. They're all so good. Season 5, you're doing so well.
You're right. At the start of the episode, I was a bit iffy, but I'm starting to see how good it can be. So.
It has a lot of good character moments. Renee, Dinah, they all had great moments. It's an episode where, the quote-unquote main plot with stopping the terrorists, no one cares about that. It's all about the character moments.
I'll go 7.5.
Sure, that's good by your books.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right.
That's its thing.
Anyway, what is the next episode called?
Spectre of the Gun.
I remember what happens next episode. Well, some of it.
Okay.
Anyway, we're more than halfway through this season of Arrow. More than halfway through most things, I think. But this is going well. I'm really loving Season 5. Before I got into it, I had mixed feelings on Season 5 because I thought, well, everyone else says it's the best, but Season 2 is still the best. But I'm really loving this even more than I remember.
Yeah.
And I know the finale's great, so...
And I am growing to like some of the new characters.
Yeah, this has been great because now you're pretty much blind on all the plots, all the new characters. So it's great to see you finally going through something blind as well.
Yeah.
To me, that's what makes Arrow exciting. Flash and Legends are fun, but you've seen them all. It's fun to see you get to see these character moments for the first time. Anyway, we'll see you next time for more Arrow reviews and other things as well. See you next time, guys.